Here are Grandpa's old life hacks. You'll wish you knew sooner. Simple, smart, and time-tested tricks that'll save you time, money, and hassle. Let's get straight into it. 1. Rub a bar of soap on screws to make them glide in. Grandpa didn't waste time fighting with stubborn screws. Before driving them into wood, he'd rub a bar of dry soap over the threads. It acts like a natural lubricant and helps the screw twist smoothly, especially into hardwood. No stripped heads, no cracked boards, just a job done right. 2. Use a magnet to find lost nails in the grass. Dropped a nail or screw in the yard, Grandpa would tie a magnet to a string and drag it slowly over the area. In seconds, the metal bits would jump up and stick. Simple, fast, and no lawnmower casualties later. 3. Fix a wobbly table with playing cards. No need to cut up scrap wood. Just grab an old deck of playing cards. Grandpa would layer a few under the short leg of a wobbly table or chair until it sat even. Cards compress perfectly and won't scratch the floor. 4. Use steel wool to block mice. If mice tried sneaking in through holes in the shed, Grandpa didn't need traps. He shoved a wad of steel wool into the hole. Mice can't chew through it, and it stops them in their tracks, permanently. 5. Use a pencil to quiet a squeaky door. Graphite is a natural lubricant. If a door hinge squeaked, Grandpa would grab a regular number 2 pencil, rub the tip along the hinge, and swing the door a few times. Problem solved. 6. Keep batteries from corroding with petroleum jelly. Before inserting batteries into a flashlight or radio, Grandpa dabbed a bit of petroleum jelly on the contacts. It slowed down corrosion and kept the batteries working longer, especially in the cold. 7. Use vinegar to clean tools. Rusty pliers? Grandpa would soak his tools in plain white vinegar overnight. The acid dissolved surface rust, and the next morning he'd scrub them clean and oil them up, good as new, without a trip to the store. 8. Seal cracks with candle wax. Before fancy sealants, Grandpa used what he had. Candle wax melted into floorboard cracks, window frames, or even old locks to stop drafts and smooth sticky spots. Once it cooled, it stayed in place like putty. 9th stop, foggy mirrors with shaving cream. He didn't need fancy sprays. Grandpa rubbed shaving cream over his bathroom mirror, then wiped it clean. It created a thin barrier that stopped the mirror from fogging up after hot showers. 10. Use flour to polish stainless steel. To get the sink or tools gleaming, Grandpa would sprinkle dry flour over stainless steel and buff it in with a soft cloth. It absorbed grease and made everything shine like chrome. 11th. Sharpen scissors with aluminum foil. Dull scissors? No problem. Grandpa would fold a piece of aluminum foil a few times and cut through it repeatedly. It honed the blades just enough to keep them slicing cleanly. 12. Use a rubber band for stripped screws. If a screw head was stripped, Grandpa placed a rubber band over it, pressed the screwdriver in, and turned. The rubber gave enough grip to back the screw out without drilling. 13th. Hang tools with old rakes. Why buy a tool organizer? Grandpa would nail an old rake head to the wall and hang hammers, wrenches, and garden tools from the tines. Rustic, cheap, and effective. 14. Turn an empty can into a funnel. Need a quick funnel? Grandpa grabbed a tin can, cut out the bottom, and used it for oil changes or pouring liquids. No mess, no cost, and no waiting. 15. Use charcoal to deodorize closets. Grandpa tucked lumps of charcoal into old socks and placed them in musty drawers or closets. Charcoal naturally absorbs moisture and odor without needing chemicals. 16. Nail old license plates to cover wall holes. If there was a hole in the barn wall or chicken coop, Grandpa didn't call a contractor. He nailed up an old license plate, strong, weatherproof, and kind of stylish too. 17. Use WD-40 to remove stickers and gunk. Long before Goo Gone, Grandpa used WD-40 to lift sticker residue from glass, jars, or tools. Spray, wait a minute, and wipe. It slid right off. 18. Hide spare keys. Inside a fake sprinkler head, Grandpa made his own decoys. He'd hollow out an old sprinkler head or screw-top bolt and stash a spare key inside, then bury it slightly in the flower bed. Thieves never knew. 19. Use newspaper to clean windows. Instead of paper towels, Grandpa used crumpled newspaper to clean windows. No streaks, no lint, just shine. Bonus, recycled something he was already done reading. 20. Freeze old candles to make them last longer. Grandpa kept extra candles in the freezer. The cold made them burn slower and drip less. Perfect for saving money and light during power outages. 21. Rub salt on your hands after working with grease. No soap handy? Grandpa sprinkled coarse salt on greasy hands, rubbed it around, and rinsed with cold water. It cut through grime and got his hands clean in seconds. 22. Keep a razor sharp with jeans. Instead of tossing a dull razor, Grandpa would drag it backward along an old pair of jeans. The fabric realigned the blade edge enough to get a few extra shaves. 23rd, put chalk in the toolbox to stop rust. Grandpa tossed a few sticks of chalk in with his tools. Chalk absorbs moisture, preventing rust from forming. Dry tools last longer and don't get slippery. 24. Tie nails in a bandana for easy carry. When roofing or building, Grandpa would toss nails in a bandana, tie it off, and sling it over his shoulder. No noisy bucket, no reaching into pockets, just smart carry. 25. Use a golf tee to plug a stripped screw hole. If a screw hole was too big, Grandpa stuck a wooden golf tee in it, broke it off, and drilled a new pilot hole. It held strong like nothing ever happened. 26. Keep an old belt around for hanging tools. Grandpa nailed an old leather belt to the workshop wall and cut slits into it for screwdrivers, chisels, and wrenches. Tools stayed off the bench and right where he needed them. 27th, use a nail and string to make a straight garden row. For planting straight, Grandpa hammered a nail at each end of a garden bed and stretched a string between them. Perfect rows, no gadgets, just good gardening. 28th, sprinkle used motor oil on rusty screws. He didn't throw away used oil. A little dab on a rag was all it took to loosen rusted bolts, protect tools, and stop hinges from squeaking. 29th store, blades and corks. Old pocket knives and utility blades. Grandpa shoved them into corks from wine bottles to keep the edge, and his fingers safe in the drawer. 30. Keep a jar of screws and nails by the door. Grandpa always had a mason jar full of random screws, nuts, and washers near the back door. If something broke, squeaked, or needed patching, he had just the thing to fix it. 31. Put a nail through a mason jar lid to make a no-spill oil can. Grandpa used to fill an old mason jar with oil, hammer a small hole in the lid, and use it to lube squeaky hinges or chains. The tiny spout gave him control without drips, and the sealed jar kept dust out. Simple, mess-free, and made from what was lying around the garage. 32nd, save bacon grease in a tin for cooking and lubrication. That old coffee can on the stove wasn't trash, it was liquid gold. Grandpa saved bacon grease to fry eggs, grease pans, or even lubricate a stubborn latch. He'd strain it through cheesecloth and cover the can. A little flavor in the skillet, a little fix for the squeaky gate. 33rd, use dryer lint as fire starter. Instead of tossing out dryer lint, Grandpa stuffed it into cardboard toilet paper tubes or egg cartons. He'd stash a few in his camping gear. It lights up fast and burns long, perfect for getting a fire going in wet or windy weather. 34. Tie a rag to a rake to clean gutters from the ground. No ladder? No problem. Grandpa tied an old rag to the end of a rake, bent it slightly, and used it to pull leaves from the gutters without climbing a step. Safer, easier, and still got the job done before lunch. 35. Paint keys with nail polish to tell them apart. Grandpa didn't fumble with a ring full of identical keys. He'd swipe a dab of different colored nail polish on each one. Shed key, garage, back door. Cheap, fast, and easy to spot even in low light.